from Armco Steel, you know. But uh, it was funny because her mom, she only one that crappie fish and freshwater fish. My uncles and my dad, they all bought big uh, 18 and 20-foot V bottoms, and we were in Texas City and Galveston all the time as a kid as I grew up. Well, I went with my mama and I went out there with them big Ambu Garcias and 1 ounce weights, and I was throwing and pulling out the tree roots. And she didn't want to be mean to me because she was there with a cane pole. And she said, "Baby, that water's a little deeper down further, you know."
Don't go down on that end.
No, she wanted to move me out of the way. I was over there dragging up roots, and I was pulling out the structure that she's catching fish on. I didn't know no better. Yeah, I know it now. You know, as a kid, I was just fired up and happy. She went from kissing me on the cheek with that white canned snuff to telling me scoot down a little bit. She said, "You did good coming to pick me up, but I got to get you." And a guy came over there, Nelson, and I still have it. And he said, "Man, you got all the wrong stuff." I said, "Yeah, I know. I was 16. I said, "I came down here with my grandma, fresh, I saltwater fish." So he said, "Who's your grandma?" I said, "That lady right there." So, times were simpler back then. He knew her. He said, "Hey, how you doing, Miss Lee?" She said, "Fine." And because they own Lee's gas station, grocery store, and hamburger stand right there on Wayside. And he said, "You mind if I take your grandson over there?" He said he's got a job and got his own money to get the right stuff. He took me to Academy, StickO. I still have a Lou's BB1. It was 40-something years old. And the rod that guy took me to buy up there at Academy, I still got that thing. Yeah, 40 years ago. And I mean, it's full circle, for me to be catching the fish that my mom ate as a kid. Run over the buoy. And then catching the fish that I learned to fish with her mom. And its winds change directions every 15 minutes today, it seemed like. You seen that? Oh, y'all were riding, you didn't see it.
It just swings around.
Yeah, it's been changing a lot today. I guess that's that unstable weather that's coming next week. That's when we need to go. When it's nasty and rainy and cold, I bet you they bite. I bet you they bite. Nobody will be out here. I'll put my slicker suit on as long as it ain't too cold. That's what I plan to do. He took off work to do it. He every time he takes a vacation day, the weather get bad. So
I got one for you.
I figured you were going in that box. I have to watch. I see it look like a black and chartreuse too.
Yeah, it's a black sugar.
Yeah, I just started doing this, StickO. I started incorporating plastic in my ties.
Yeah.
Making that, I call it a creature bait.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, man. You run that thing. I was getting them cranking and winding when they were all suspending last week when they were so aggressive.
Yeah.
They were on brush piles, just you could tell. And you drop a jig down, they run over and just hammer the thing. That was a week and a half ago. It was real good. White bass winter. I was telling you, this thing here, I caught black bass, channel cat, white bass, and crappie on that last week. I mean, the fish were just ferocious. If I found a school of them and I run that bait through them, hey, killing that thing, And then this week they just,
Yeah, KC was catching a bunch of them right in here, casting and cranking.
yeah. And I thought that was over with. I remember I did that as a kid. That's how I fished for him. And SK would come by me and say, "You need to start vertical jigging." I said, "That's for girls, He would always call me hard-headed, So now I'm doing it. And I thought it would take the fun out because, you're not fighting them in. But heck, when you're fishing deep enough, you're fighting them up. So it's the same thing.
When KC first comes to our fishing site,
Uh-huh.
he fished minnows all the time.
Wow.
SK,
Yeah. He was a minnow guy.
he was a minnow guy.
I never believed that. Because he's so into those jigs now.
Yeah, I talked to him. He said, I tried jigging, but he said, I just does once in a while, you know. He said, I'd like to get into jigging, but he said, I can't leave the minnows alone. I said, well, KC, I mean,
SK,
the
yeah.
only way you're going to learn to jig fish is just don't buy them.
Don't buy them.
If you catch anything, you got to catch them on the jig.
Right. Well, he's got a pound of minnows. And I'll sit right on side of him and hit him with them jigs. He will not put them minnows down because he grew up minnow fishing. This kid on this kayak that fishes with me. And he fishes right on side of me with them minnows all day long. And he'll see me hitting them on the jig. I even tied some for him. I'm scared I'm going to lose them. You're going to lose them. You lose hooks and weights when you're minnow fishing. But that's
started SK jig fishing right there. When I told him leave them minnows at home.
wow, that's too
Started
cool.
right then.
That's too cool.
He just got better every day.
Yeah, he was out here yesterday and he worked that shoreline and got fish. He worked this shoreline and got fish. You know, he's got, well, he's going every day with those customers.
Yeah.
And then I think he's got brush piles just stocked all up in the lake as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And that's the key. Because we were going to Givens Creek Reservoir, I thought I landed in a candy store, man. That place, it's got brush piles all over the lake, and it's loaded with crappie.
Yeah, it's easy to catch.
Oh my goodness, man, it was just unfair. You know, you catch 25 is on one brush pile. And I was like, man. And then the private people,
Fish it, they closed it off.
yeah, they closed it. A private, a development company bought the lake and the property and said he's going to build private homes for only the private people to fish on. I said, man, you're going to have a bunch of rich people over here that don't really like to fish, and that lake's going to get overpopulated, man. Because they, in Anahuac, you can't throw any fish back in December, January. I don't care if he's 3 inches, because they're overpopulating. People don't know that. They lay 60 to 100,000 eggs, one crappie. I read an article on them, man. And them people bought that thing out and closed it off. And I said, boy, in a matter of 3 weeks, it's going to be in trouble. Because it was already only open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And, you know, those crappie had too much time to sit in there like that. That fish is following the jig again.
What's your name?
Alton?
Alton?
Yes, sir. What about Dutch? I got to call him.
Dutch, he's just sitting at home doing nothing.
I'm going to call him. I'm going to get him motivated. I'm going to call him. I sit in his house with him every day for a week until he taught me how to tie.
He's good at it.
Yeah,
taught me how to tie.
Yeah, he sit down with me. He likes that, though. And he found out I drink tea, too. So, boy, he got all fired up. Got me that tea book.
He did us the same way. He brought us a teapot, a strainer.
I can't do the cigar, but I told him
Yeah.
I tried to be grown when I was a kid and stick my daddy's cigar. I about died. I thought I turned red. I couldn't breathe. I said, I ain't doing that no more.
We told Dutch, we sure miss you because you look like a freight train going down the bayou.
When I saw him, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. He had that wooden chair sitting on that thing. I said, man, there was a guy out here just Cadillacing, man, smoking a cigar, drinking tea.
He's all propped up like that.
Yeah. He made it look easy, even if it wasn't. I said,
Yeah.
well, all right, StickO, man. Good talking with you.
Let you catch some more.
Oh, I'm staying until I gotta leave, whether I catch fish or not. All right, we'll see you, Ma.